Welcome to part 88 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XII. Yeah, we're still here with the dead bones. And the Spectre is probably still around. Yeah, it's still around. But don't worry, we actually do stuff today. We actually go after Bloodwing. Also, if you might notice, in my playthrough, or playlist, sorry, for the RV Man LP exhibitions, I probably re-uploaded a part. That's because I had to fix the sound on it. Sadly, the sound overlapped my commentary, and it wasn't unfiltered anyway, so I had to fix it. So, in short, I scrapped it, fixed it, re-edited it, and re-uploaded it. So if you see an asterisk, you'll know why. Anyway, thing you gotta worry about, as far as Bloodwing's concerned, something that I did not do in this fight, is bring more than one long-range weapon. You see, Bloodwing is flying, and unlike most of the vampires and bats and sterlings that you've came across with, excuse me, sorry for hiccups, this one in particular, you need a long-range weapon for, otherwise you won't hit it. Because telekinesis is not available. And the only reason why I took on Bloodwing, because it's in the same direction as Zalera. And since I'm going that way, I might as well kill two birds with one stone. Huh, that old analogy. Man, that analogy never gets old. Anyway, something else I did that I didn't do that I should have did. I should have actually had a Libra Gambit, since I didn't put one into my party, but it would have helped. No, it wouldn't have helped. But another thing I should have done at least, try to buy some more spells, because I do believe Slogo was actually released as of now, and I didn't get it. No way, it wasn't released. Oh well. I'm not worried about it. The fact of the matter is, I need to unlock a lot of marks in order for me to get spells like Bravery and get Bubble Belts. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. But keep in mind, after I beat Zalera, I'm going back to the storyline until I go to Flat Coast. And then from there, I'll do more cleanup. I'll try to have it to where at least get enough marks that are somewhat killed, so I can unlock things like the Bravery spell and some Bubble Belts, because by the time I get to Garavagan, they will be necessary. In short, you will lose without them, you'll run into disease more often without them, and more importantly, the enemies do more than about 500 damage. They do more along the lines of 1 to 3,000 K a hit, depending on who you run into and what level they are at. Yeah, we're nearing that point anyway. Yes, this is also good practice, because last I checked, many of the enemies were starting to range between level 30 and level 35. But like I said, by the time they get to Garavegan, they'll be ranging to level 50. So at that point in time, you need to be strong. And this is, like I said, a good place to grind. And my capture card is doing it again. This is why I did not fight Yzmat completely. This is why. Because if it would have stalled out one time, Yzmat would have killed me. He would have wiped out my whole party. And I would have to use the reserve, and all of a sudden it glitched before I can actually do something with the reserve, and they all die. I'm pretty sure Hogpog does the same thing. Damn it! I apologize for the glitching, folks. Well, at least it stopped, but still, I apologize for it. There's no reason for capture cards to do that. I mean, yeah, I may have easy cap 9.0, but you know what? As cheap as it is, it's probably the best I can do right about now. Because at this point, I don't have the money to buy a Hog or a Dazzle. And even then, I've heard stories that Dazzle and Hogpog do the exact same thing, even though they have better sound qualities. Oh, there you see Boom. As you can see, Penelo lost about 100 to 200 of her MP, that's right. She lost about 200 MP and it went to her health. So it's... no, wait. Yeah, she did lose that, but because of the fact she killed enemies, and the fact that I maxed out her augments, it didn't really matter to Penelo. But that also happened to Ash, and Ash didn't kill enemies. I mean, there may be a lot of dig moves that these monsters pull. But trust me, the later levels, ugh, they're just a pain. And Vaughn's running out of magic. Yeah, and it's getting really, really scary right about now. Because Ash is on her last leg, Vaughn is on his last leg with magic, and the only one that can save us is Penelo. Ugh, this is bad. This is bad, man. I can't believe it's lagging like this. Well, I had to put back on the bubble. And trust me, folks, I'm not level grinding. Once again, and as I warned you, enemies will just randomly appear out of nowhere. Honestly, I could have cut this part out. But then again, it'd be a really short video, so I'm just warning you all. This is what you have to put up with, other than the glitching. No, the glitching you don't have to put up with. But the random Dead Bones and Spectre appearances, you will. Oh god. It's acting up again. Turn on, damn it. Thank you. What a pain in the ass. And of course, I players won't move until I move them. Yeah, actually, believe it or not, we're actually nearing Bloodwing. And there he is. And it's at this point that it dawned on me, my characters can't hit him. So what do? I switch. But also, there's one other thing I forgot. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to buy gambits. But I didn't have the money to do so, so there wasn't much I can do. Now as far as gambits is concerned, if anything you want to buy, it's the flying gambit. So you can use magic on this thing whenever it appears. I didn't have the money, so I didn't have it on me. Also, the only thing you need to worry about this thing is it'll attack in combos, it'll use Leech to restore its life at the expense of you, and use Aries Soundwave. In short, it's a regular bat, except it hits harder. And I do believe Ariel will just use, not Ariel, I mean Bloodwing, I got my bats confused there, will just use, oh yeah, and as you can see, gravity doesn't work. Ariel will just use Leech Life when it's on its last leg to try to keep itself from last stand mode. What a cheap bastard. Oh, and just for the record, its weakness is Earth. Once again, we don't have an Earth spell. What can I say, man? There's just some departments the game really need to crack on, man. The fact is, you have enemies that are weak against Earth, yet you barely have any weapons with Earth or any spells with Earth in them. The only Earth spell you can possibly have is one you'll get by the end of the game. Same thing with water. But granted, you'll actually get water weapons before then. You're more likely to get better water weapons than what you will Earth. And to be honest, the elements for Earth spells, like the loot, unfortunately, that's unavailable as well. Because the creatures you need to face are, guess what? Way later in the game. It's glitching really badly. Maybe if I kill Bloodwing, maybe the glitching will stop. But I doubt it will. I mean, we're almost there to Zalera, and we're almost beat this thing. I like this game to death, I really do, but my only gripe with it is that I don't have any earth or water spells to deal with monsters that are weak against earth and water. Case in point, Bagamon from earlier in the game. You don't have a water spell to deal with him and his cronies, they're all weak to water. And the only reason why I was able to beat Belias, because I actually had the materials to make the aqua bullets with the Vega. And that was because I did random grinding in the Ogirian's Asansi. You know, I could have used those water bullets against Bagam and it would have actually helped me, but no. They have level 3 of Ice, Thunder, Fire. Yeah, level 1, 2, 3 of Ice, Thunder, and Fire. And a level 1 and a level 3 of Air. But they only have a level 1 of Water and no Earth whatsoever. And that's my biggest gripe as far as spells is concerned. No, but they have a level 1. No, they have a level 1, 2, and 3 Dark. They have Holy, so I can't really complain. Other than that, there's no problem. And look, we've defeated Bloodwing. There was not much to talk about because he was just a bat. Oh, damn it. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that. I left the earphones off for a second there. I had to stop for some ever reason, and I'm not going to say it in public. Anyway, it's just the fact that there is no reason to have less of what you really need and more of what you don't need. Let me assure you, by the time you finish this game, you won't need potions, and, well, you won't need regular potions, and you won't need high potions, and you won't need ethers either, or ethers. You will need Phoenix Downs. You will need X potions. Yeah, you'll definitely need Phoenix Downs because there are some undead creatures that are weak to Phoenix Downs. You know what? It's somewhere at this point I run away. Yeah, somewhere at this point I run. But like I said, you will need Phoenix Downs. You will need Bacchus wine somewhere along the line. You'll need remedies definitely. You'll need Chronos tears definitely. You may need golden needles. Well, actually, you only need remedy and Chronos tears. Unless you really do need them, like what I did in Yzmat, you'll only need you only need Chronos tears and remedies just for the sake of having them. And I need to get the hell out of this place because these things are just outright annoying and they just outright swarm me. And I finally succeeded what I was trying to do. Yeah, and I'm right there too. Okay, there's the point where I run away and flee. Yeah, because quite frankly, I don't have time for this shit. Well, we're almost there, folks. Zalera is straight ahead. Before we do, I'll even out the level of all of my characters just because. I'll have one person one level and one team to stay the exact same level. Just for the reason of the boss I'm about to fight. Nonetheless, this is RVman985. I will see you guys when I'm about to face Zalera. Oh, and if you noticed, it says 210 at the top of the screen, right? When I left from Giravagan and finally defeated Yzmat, no, before I defeated Yzmat, it was 200 hours exactly. 200 hours and 50 minutes. So by the time I finished with Yzmat, all the way to the time I got the reward It took me a total of 9.5 hours to do this. You know what? I don't want to even dwell on it.